Hi everyone, today I will share how to win on Reddit. I wrote 7 steps that you can use, and if you go one by one, you can have the same results as me. I also wrote a simple guide on Google Docs. It will be free. I don't ask anything for you, and it will be linked in the description. So subscribe to this channel and let's go. The first one that I want to talk about is basically Reddit value. It is one of the most hot and great social platform right now because SEO, LLM, basically referring the search results from Reddit. So for example, let's say you have an e-commerce business and you want to target the best headphones in the USA. And the main conversations are always start on Reddit. Because people basically, they are not robots, they are not bots, they are real people. They have questions, they make the analysis, and if you are here, you can get your own cake. So for example, let me share also why it is better to be on Reddit than any other different platform. Because on Reddit, if for example, let's say I wrote a post about the best headphones in the USA, and it could rank in a few weeks. Compare, for example, if you do it from your own website, it could take you a few months, maybe even some years, depends on complexity, on search result and intent and like etc. etc. On Reddit you can do much faster, and also if you do it on Reddit, it will be stay longer than on any different social media. Because for example, if you write a post on Facebook or in X or maybe in LinkedIn, it will pop up only when people see it in their feed, but after some time it will disappear. But on Reddit you can see this thread or post even after some time happen, even after a few weeks, after a few months, if you of course manage to get it right. The second tip, this is karma. Let me share what is it. As you see, this is my profile and I have almost 8,000 karma on posts and 1,000 karma on comments. What does it mean? It is basically like on any social media platforms, the key metrics. When I have a lot of karma, for example in productivity or maybe cinema subreddits, and I'm doing a business around e-commerce, it doesn't matter a lot, because those numbers basically means nothing, because I did it everything in subreddit that I don't need. So of course what you need to do is you need to basically focus on subreddits. It is a group of people that are connected by interests. So you need of course focus on your subreddits, and basically you need to contribute by creating posts and commenting on other posts. And of course once you get, let's say, 1,000 karma, it doesn't matter that much, because if you see like Reddit accounts that have maybe 100,000 or maybe 1 million karma, it doesn't matter, because if you have a lot of karma but it doesn't get you sales, visitors, feedback or ideas, it doesn't really matter for your business. So don't really optimize on your karma, optimize on your main KPI. The next step, it is basically how Reddit works. Reddit works in organic way. So 90% of service that I provide is basically of organic content. And how, for example, I'm doing it. Let's say you have a vegan e-commerce website. You sell products that are specially for vegan people. And how, for example, you can also sell something and also get some sales. it's basically not that hard, but of course, it can become tough if you don't know some rules. Because subreddits that are existed, they are controlled by moderators. Because each subreddit has its own moderator. And for example, if you don't follow the rules of this subreddit, and if you don't value and contribute to subreddit, they can ban you, and that's why you can't, for example, do anything. For example, let me show you on this specific case that I did already to my client. This is subreddit that is called vegan, as you see, and there is rules that are here. Basically, 99 subreddits that you find, especially that very niche, they don't allow any self-promotion and any links. Of course, what you need to do, you basically, when you start with specific subreddit, you need to check the rules. In most cases, you will see very simple and straightforward rules. For example, be human, create value, don't spam, don't sell, don't promote, and anything like that. Yeah, it's very simple, it's very understandable, because when people subscribe to vegan community, they want to see vegan related content. So you need to think also like that. And for example, let me tell you how, for example, I helped to this business that was a small business in the Michigan, USA, to get some sales. As you see, for example, in the title, in the content, I didn't share anything direct about website or any link and anything like that. I basically told a story about their milestone and how they achieved, and also a little bit about business. But the most juicy and the most sales are coming in the comments. So for example, let me share where are they. As you see, there is the top comment that person wrote, and here is me. I was basically answering on those comments, and people started asking where is it, how I can locate it, where I need to find, and basically I started answering, helping, and of course, when you help to people, you also need to go to their profiles and basically send them direct message. So for example, in this case, you see I sent a message, and you need to do with everyone who is interested in your business. And of course, I basically wrote messages to those people, and I didn't also put link direct in the comments. I basically told that we have a website, we have a store, we are a small business, and we are helping basically you vegans to have better products. So it is how I did, and we managed to have a lot of sales just from these posts. And it is 100 organic. We didn't spend any money on that. It's basically me just writing this post. And you see it got almost 200k of impressions, 2k of upvotes, and 100k of comments. It is really good metrics. The next step, it is basically group selection. Let me share, for example, how you can find your perfect group. Let's say, for example, I have headphones that I need to sell, and how, for example, I need to find ideal subreddits. I basically go to Reddit, open the search, and basically type headphones. What you need to do, you need basically type your main keywords. So for example, in my case, it is headphones. And I see there is headphone advice, there is other subreddits, also selling headphones, also headphones. If you need, I can also basically filter by communities. It also works. And for example, let's say this one. This one is very big community, and I need basically target this one. Because for example, let's say if I get 10k of impressions from posts or comment in the subreddit, and I have a headphone business, it will be much better than, for example, if I have 100k of impressions from subreddit that is productivity or cinema or anything like that. Because in the second scenario, I basically don't need those people. Even if they click on my website, even if they go to see what I'm doing, they will basically check and disappear. Almost no one will buy it. But if you target those people who are in headphones subreddit, even let's say 10% will click to your website, so it means like 1,000 people will click, and let's say from that 1,000 will buy like 10%, so it means 100 people. It is much better because they basically need headphones, they asking for headphones, they are reading about headphones content, so it's kind of what people you really need. And of course, if for example, let's say you have headphones maybe that are in Netherlands or maybe in the Australia or in the USA, it's much better to focus very niche subreddits, because sometimes when you search those subreddits, you can find them. Sometimes not. Maybe you can start yourself. So it is what you can do also. The next tip is basically content strategy. Let me share why, for example, it is meta. Because as you see, there is search result where I typed headphones, and you see there are different type of content. For example, the first one, there is a specific title when people are asking about headphones. Second is kind of also asking. The next one, it's basically like a meme. So sometimes it's also maybe not the best, at least from the beginning. This one is also good. This one is good. So you see, what basically you need to understand, what content do you need. For example, if you optimized based on sales, you need to write content that will sell. If, for example, you optimize for visitors, you need to write very viral content. If, for example, you need to improve your search results on Google and ChatGPT, Claude, and like etc., you need to optimize on keywords. So, for example, let's say, let's go, we need to have some sales. Let's say and check the first post. I see that person is writing very straightforward title. He needs some headphones with good quality. He wrote some story about himself and basically what he needs. And there is comments where people basically give some suggestions and give ideas what he can choose. So it is what you must do. You basically need to create a post that will be relevant to your customer profile. And after that, you need to basically engage in the comments. For example, you see that there are people that give ideas about these headphones, maybe Sony, AirPods, and like etc. etc. And for example, if you are doing headphones in the USA, you can also mention it, but you need to do it kind of sneaky way. You need to tell that, for example, I tried X, I tried Y, and here's the best one that I think. And it works because you basically tell first about your story, about value, and after that you kind of mention your product. So for example, let's say it will be, I tried Sony Beats and my headphones is maybe LG or like anything like that. For example, company that you are representing. So basically how I would do it, you need to mix different strategies. When people, for example, asking for recommendation, you need to mention that you tried that, but I think this is the best one, this. If, for example, someone asks about specific problem which they have with these headphones, you can tell that how you solved it. And for example, right now, after this time, I'm thinking to buy a new headphones, and this is of which I'm thinking. So it's kind of different things that you need to do, but first thing you need, of course, to be valuable. You don't need to be. You don't need to sound very like a sales guy, but you need to be like a friend. Because if you do like a sales guy, in most cases you just get banned. So please avoid it, so you won't get banned. The next and the last thing is basically traffic strategy. Let me share how, for example, I'm getting my traffic from Reddit posts. As you see, I have this icon. What does it mean? It basically mean a pin post, because I have different type of posts, I have different type of content, and I have of course different type of engagement. So for example, if I filter by top, I will have even much bigger impressions. But for example, this one, it's not maybe the top based on impressions and upvotes, but it is where I need to get traffic to. So for example, that's why I need to optimize based on my main KPI. And in my case, it is basically when people are clicking to my website. So what you need to do, you need to basically pin 4 posts in your profile. The first post must be about your product and ideally with a link to it. The second, it should be about your customers, about problems that you are solving, about your people. The third, you need to also share about your story, your product history, how you made it, maybe some mistakes that you made, maybe some failures, maybe some wins. So it's kind of different mix. And the last one, you need to be also like about your product. So people, for example, when they check your profile, they can see what you are doing. So yeah, it is very simple and straightforward 7 steps that I made. I will share everything in the Google Doc that I will link to this YouTube video. It will be under the description, so please check it out. It is 100% free. You don't need to sign up, anything like that. Basically just click and check. And the last thing that I want to add, if you need help with Reddit and you don't want to spend time on making the research to create content, to answer on all the questions, on all the comments, on all the messages, to analyze what is working, what is not, you can find my agency. It is basically redditagency.com, and you can book a call with me so I can help you. Thank you so much, and bye.